First Contact's Aftermath. The crystalline spires of the Galactic Alliance headquarters pierced the violet skies of Centauri Prime, their surfaces reflecting the light of 3 setting suns. Inside the Grand Chamber, Ambassador Sarah Chen stood before the Council of Seven, her Navy diplomatic uniform a stark contrast to the flowing, iridescent robes of the alien counselors. The chamber's bioluminescent walls pulsed with an anxious red glow, reflecting the tension that filled the room. Impossible. Counselor Zixtal's translucent appendages rippled with agitation. Your species has barely mastered conventional faster-than-light travel. The manipulation of dark matter at this scale should be beyond your capabilities. Sarah maintained her composure, though her heart raced. The discovery of Earth's breakthrough had come sooner than expected. Counselor, with all due respect, humanity has always been full of surprises. The chamber's atmospheric processors hummed louder as Zixtal rose from his levitation pod. This is not about surprises, Ambassador Chen. Your world has developed technology that could destabilize the entire galaxy. The protocols of technological integration clearly state protocols that were established without Earth's input or consent. Sarah interrupted, her voice firm but diplomatic. Protocols that have consistently relegated humanity to a subordinate position in galactic affairs. The other counselors stirred uncomfortably. Above them, holographic displays showed the evidence that had triggered this emergency session. Footage of Earth's quantum laboratories successfully manipulating dark matter to create stable micro-universes. Technology that could revolutionize energy production, space travel, and potentially warfare. In her earpiece, Sarah received a subtle ping. Operation Silent Dawn had begun. Right on schedule. The Alliance demands immediate oversight of all Earth's dark matter research facilities, declared High Counselor Venra, her crystalline form catching the light. For the safety of all species, Sarah allowed herself a small smile. I'm afraid Earth must respectfully decline. The chamber erupted in murmurs and exclamations. Zixtal's appendages turned a dangerous shade of purple. This is not a request, Ambassador. The Alliance will not permit. Permit. Sarah's voice cut through the chaos like a laser. Earth is not seeking permission, Counselor. We are merely informing the Alliance of our position. Back on Earth, in the depths of the Himalayan Command Center, General Marcus Rivera watched the diplomatic feed with satisfaction. On his quantum displays, thousands of green dots began moving into position throughout the solar system. Project Nightfall was proceeding exactly as planned. Status report, he commanded. Colonel Diana Hayes responded from her station. All colonial quantum buoys are active. Sir, Phase 1 displacement has begun. The Alliance's monitoring systems won't detect the changes for another 48 hours. Rivera nodded. 100 years of preparation were finally bearing fruit. Since first contact, Earth had played the role of the eager student, gratefully accepting scraps of technology from the Alliance races, all while humanity's best minds worked in secret, combining and advancing these gifts in ways the aliens never imagined possible. In the council chamber, Sarah was aware of the subtle vibration of her quantum communicator. The signal that told her humanity's greatest gambit was now irreversible. The Alliance has always preached unity and cooperation, she continued, her voice echoing in the chamber. Yet you've maintained your position of power by carefully controlling which technologies are shared, keeping younger species dependent on your guidance. High Counselor Venra's crystalline surface clouded with concern. You mistake prudence for manipulation, Ambassador. Some technologies require centuries of ethical development before. Like the Arcturian gravity drives you deemed too advanced for us, Sarah countered. Humanity mastered and improved that technology within a decade. Or perhaps the Rigelian quantum communications you thought we wouldn't understand for another century. We've been using an enhanced version for the past 50 years. The silence that followed was deafening. In the shadows of the chamber, observation drones recorded every moment, transmitting to thousands of worlds across the galaxy. Sarah knew her next words would reshape the political landscape forever. Earth has chosen a different path. We will not surrender our advancements. We will not submit to oversight. And most importantly, she paused, letting the weight of the moment settle. We are no longer asking for a seat at your table. We are building our own. As if on cue, the chamber's holographic displays flickered. New images appeared, massive structures throughout Earth's solar system, previously hidden by advanced cloaking technology, shipyards around Jupiter, energy collectors around Mercury, and most shocking of all, a vast network of dark matter manipulators that encompassed the entire solar system. What is the meaning of this? Zixtal demanded, his translator barely keeping up with his agitated frequencies. Insurance, Sarah replied simply. Earth has spent a century preparing for this moment. We knew that once our true capabilities were discovered, the Alliance would attempt to control us, just as you've controlled every emerging species before. In the Himalayan Command Center, Rivera watched as the quantum buoys began their work. The carefully hidden technological achievements of 100 years were finally being revealed to the galaxy, but not all of them. Some secrets would remain hidden, ready to be unveiled only if the Alliance made the wrong choice. Sarah's voice carried a hint of sadness as she delivered her final message. The Alliance now faces a choice: continue treating Earth as a child to be controlled, or accept us as equals in a new era of true galactic cooperation. You have 48 hours to decide. As she turned to leave the chamber, the bioluminescent walls pulsed with a deep blue, a color of uncertainty and fear. Humanity had just changed the rules of a game that had remained unchanged for millennia. And this was only the beginning. In the depths of space, invisible to even the Alliance's most advanced sensors, humanity's hidden fleets waited in quantum silence. They were the guarantee that Earth's bold move would not be answered with force. They were the product of a century of secret preparation, of humanity's relentless drive to survive and thrive in a galaxy that had underestimated them for far too long. The silent protocol had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The ultimatum's echo. 24 hours after Ambassador Chen's declaration, the Alliance's response came in the form of a military blockade. 5,000 warships materialized at the edge of the solar system, their quantum signatures broadcasting a clear message: submit or be contained. In the Himalayan Command Center, General Rivera studied the holographic display of the Alliance fleet with practiced calm. Colonel Hayes stood beside him, her expression grim. They're deploying in standard Arcturus formation, Hayes noted. Exactly as our simulations predicted. Rivera nodded. And our countermeasures? Project Nightfall's Phase 2 is ready. The quantum buoys are calibrated and awaiting your command. The general's weathered face showed no emotion as he authorized the next stage of humanity's grand strategy. Execute Phase 2. Across the solar system, invisible quantum fields began to shift and ripple. The Alliance fleet wouldn't detect the changes until it was too late. In the Grand Chamber on Centauri Prime, the Council of Seven had been in continuous session since Ambassador Chen's departure. Councillor Zixtal's normally translucent form had darkened to an opaque violet, a sign of extreme agitation. The humans are bluffing, he insisted. Their supposed technological achievements must be fabrications, holograms, and clever deceptions. High Councillor Venra's crystalline structure pulsed with uncertainty. Our blockade will force them to reveal the truth. No species can withstand complete isolation from galactic society. As if in response to her words, the chamber's quantum communications array suddenly activated. Ambassador Chen's hologram appeared before the council, her expression serene. I see the Alliance has made its choice, she said, her voice carrying a note of disappointment. Perhaps a demonstration is in order. The chamber's displays came alive with new data streams. Across human space, something impossible was happening. The quantum signatures of Earth's colonial worlds were changing. By the first light, Zixtal whispered, his translator struggling to convey his shock. They're moving them. Indeed, Earth's colonies were shifting through quantum space, their very coordinates in the galaxy being rewritten. Decades of secret research into the Alliance's gifted technologies had yielded something unprecedented: the ability to relocate entire planetary systems. In orbit around Jupiter, Admiral Helena Santos watched as the Alliance fleet scrambled to adjust their formations. Their sensors would be going haywire, trying to track the massive quantum fluctuations emanating from Earth's territories. Status of the Jupiter defense grid, she asked her tactical officer. Online but still hidden, Admiral. The Alliance ships haven't detected our presence. Their sensors are completely focused on the colony transitions. Santos allowed herself a small smile. The Alliance's gift of basic stealth technology had been combined with dozens of other seemingly minor technological donations, creating a cloaking system that rendered Earth's true military might invisible. Back in the council chamber, Ambassador Chen continued her address. For a century, humanity has prepared for this moment. While you watched our official research facilities, our hidden laboratories combined your gifted technologies in ways you never imagined possible. Every diplomatic exchange, every technological gift became a piece in our greater design. The displays showed more data. Quantum engines that combined Arcturian gravity manipulation with Rigelian phase technology. Defense systems that merged Centaurian energy fields with human innovations in dark matter manipulation. Each revelation demonstrated how humanity had taken the Alliance's carefully controlled technological gifts and transformed them into something new. "What are your demands?" High Counselor Venra asked, her crystalline form vibrating with suppressed emotion. "Demands?" Chen's hologram smiled. "We're not demanding anything. We're offering an opportunity. The Alliance can continue its policy of technological suppression, forcing us to reveal more of our advancements, or we can forge a new path together. True cooperation, true exchange of knowledge." In the Himalayan Command Center, General Rivera received confirmation that Phase 2 was complete. Earth's colonies had been successfully relocated to their predetermined coordinates, hidden behind quantum veils that the Alliance's sensors couldn't penetrate. "Sir," Colonel Hayes called out, "we're detecting energy buildup in the Alliance fleet. They're preparing tow." The general raised his hand, silencing her. "Wait for it." In the Grand Chamber, the Council watched in stunned silence as their blockading fleet suddenly found itself surrounded. Massive energy signatures emerged from quantum silence. Earth's hidden defense fleet, constructed in secret over decades. The Alliance warships hadn't been containing Earth. They'd been maneuvered into a carefully prepared trap. Ambassador Chen's hologram remained calm as she delivered humanity's final message. The Alliance now faces a simple choice. We can spend the next century locked in a technological arms race, each side revealing more and more advanced weapons, or we can acknowledge that the era of controlled technological development is over. Earth is willing to share our advancements, to work together in creating a truly unified galactic community. But we will never again accept the role of a subordinate species. The chamber fell silent as the Council processed the full implications of humanity's achievement. Their carefully maintained system of technological control, designed to prevent younger species from advancing too quickly, had been completely circumvented. "You've had this capability all along," Venra realized. "The dark matter manipulation wasn't a breakthrough. It was just the first technology you allowed us to detect." "Correct," Chen confirmed. "Earth has many more surprises, High Counselor. The question is, will we reveal them as weapons or as gifts to a new age of cooperation?" As the Council deliberated, General Rivera watched the Alliance fleet's energy signatures fluctuate. They were running combat simulations, trying to find a way out of their predicament. But humanity had spent a century preparing for this moment, gaming out every possible response. The Silent Protocol wasn't just a plan for technological independence. It was humanity's way of forcing the galaxy to evolve beyond its hierarchical past. The next few hours would determine whether that evolution would come through cooperation or conflict. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see which path would be chosen. Shadows of preparation. Deep within the lunar quantum archives, Dr. Elena Novak stood before a holographic timeline that stretched from Earth's first contact to the present day. Each point of light represented a crucial moment in humanity's century-long preparation. As the Alliance Council deliberated, she was transmitting this history to every species in the galaxy. "Play historical node 37, she commanded. A hologram shifted, showing the first diplomatic exchange with the Arcturians 60 years ago. What seemed like a simple gift of outdated propulsion technology had been the cornerstone of Earth's quantum relocation systems. "They never understood our greatest strength," Elena murmured to her AI assistant, AI. "Humans don't just adapt technology. We reimagine it entirely." Query. AI responded, its quantum matrix pulsing softly. Was this outcome predicted in the original silent protocol calculations? Elena smiled. The protocol wasn't just about predictions. It was about creating possibilities. In orbit around Mars, Admiral Santos received the first responses from other species. Not every civilization appreciated the Alliance's technological restrictions. As Earth's broadcast reached their worlds, ancient rivalries and buried resentments began to surface. "Admiral," her tactical officer reported, "we're detecting quantum communications between the Proximan Empire and the Sirius Confederation. They're requesting permission to send observers to Earth." Santos nodded. Just as planned. Earth wasn't just challenging the Alliance, it was offering an alternative to the entire galaxy. In the Himalayan Command Center, General Rivera and Colonel Hayes monitored the shifting political landscape. Quantum sensors detected increased activity across thousands of worlds as Earth's revelations sparked debate and discussion. "Sir," Hayes called out, "the Arcturus defense network is powering down. They're standing aside." Rivera's expression remained neutral, but his eyes betrayed a hint of satisfaction. The Arcturians, once Earth's mentors in propulsion technology, had just declared their neutrality in the growing crisis. Meanwhile, in the Grand Chamber, the Council's deliberations were interrupted by a new holographic projection. This time, it wasn't Ambassador Chen, but Dr. Elena Novak herself. "Honorable Council," she began, her voice carrying the weight of scientific authority. "I am here to share the true history of human technological development. The history you never saw." The chamber's displays filled with technical data, patents, and research logs. Decades of scientific advancement that had been carefully hidden from Alliance observers. "When you gave us Rigelian quantum communications, we didn't just study the technology. We questioned its fundamental assumptions. Why use quantum entanglement to transmit data when you could use it to transmit reality itself?" Councillor Zixtel's appendages writhed in disbelief as he studied the data. "These developments, they should have taken centuries." "By your methods, yes," Elena agreed. "But humanity doesn't follow predetermined paths of technological evolution. We leap, we combine, we revolutionize." In the lunar archives, Elena gestured to another historical node. "Show them Integration Project Alpha." The chamber's displays revealed how humanity had combined Centaurian energy manipulation with Proximan matter transmission to create something entirely new. Quantum architecture that could rewrite the laws of physics within limited spaces. "Your carefully segregated technologies were like puzzle pieces to us," Elena continued. "While you saw them as separate domains to be mastered over centuries, we saw the connections between them, the possibilities that emerged when they were combined." High Counselor Venra's crystalline form resonated with a frequency that indicated deep thought. "The dark matter manipulation, it wasn't just one technology, was it?" "No," Elena confirmed. "It was the culmination of dozens of technologies, each one gifted by a different species, each one reimagined and recombined by human scientists. We took your quantum theory and asked questions you never considered. We took your energy systems and pushed them beyond their designed limits." In orbit, the Alliance fleet remained surrounded by Earth's hidden defenses. But now, quantum sensors detected something else. Ships from non-Alliance worlds, appearing at the edges of the solar system. Observers, diplomats, and scientists, all drawn by humanity's broadcast. The galaxy is changing, Elena continued. The old system of controlled technological development is over. Not because Earth demands it, but because we've proven it unnecessary. She gestured again, and the chamber's display showed something that made even the most composed council members react with shock. The complete designs for Earth's quantum relocation technology. This is our response to your ultimatum. Not defiance, not threats, but knowledge. Freely shared, openly discussed. This is what humanity offers, a new way forward. In the Himalayan Command Center, General Rivera received confirmation that the designs were being transmitted across the galaxy. Not their most advanced technology. Humanity hadn't survived this long by being careless, but enough to demonstrate their capabilities and intentions. Sir, Colonel Hayes reported, we're detecting quantum signatures from everywhere. Ships are appearing in neighboring systems, hundreds of them. Rivera studied the tactical display. Representatives from dozens of species, some that had never openly defied the Alliance before, were gathering to witness this historic moment. Back in the Grand Chamber, Dr. Novak's hologram stood firm as she delivered her final message. The silent protocol was never about replacing the Alliance's authority with Earth's. It was about proving that authority itself was unnecessary. Technology doesn't need to be controlled. It needs to be understood, shared, and improved upon by all. The chamber erupted in discussion as council members argued about the implications. Centuries of careful technological control were being challenged not just by Earth, but by the very principles of scientific progress itself. In the lunar archives, Elena watched the quantum feeds from across the galaxy. Change was coming, faster than even the silent protocol had predicted. Humanity had lit a spark, and now the galaxy would decide whether to let it grow into a flame of progress or try to smother it in fear. The next few hours would determine whether the galaxy was ready for true technological freedom. But regardless of the Council's decision, humanity had already achieved its greatest victory. They had changed the conversation forever. The awakening. The Alliance Council's emergency session had stretched into its third day when the quantum alarms began blaring. Throughout the chamber, holographic displays flickered with urgent data streams as something massive disturbed the fabric of space-time. Multiple quantum anomalies detected. An aide announced, their translator struggling to keep pace with their agitated frequencies. They're everywhere. High Counselor Venra's crystalline form pulsed with alarm as the data resolved into comprehensible patterns. Across the galaxy, hidden human quantum installations were activating. Not weapons, as many had feared, but something far more revolutionary. A network of interconnected research facilities, each one dedicated to advancing different combinations of alien technologies. In the Himalayan Command Center, General Rivera nodded to Colonel Hayes. Initiate final revelation. Hayes pressed her palm against the quantum authentication panel. Final revelation protocols engaged, sir. The network is going live. Throughout human space, cloaking fields dissolve to reveal vast technological complexes. Orbital research stations, subterranean laboratories, and massive engineering facilities that had been hidden for decades suddenly became visible to the galaxy's astonished eyes. Ambassador Chen's hologram materialized in the council chamber once more. Honorable Council, distinguished representatives of the galaxy, what you are witnessing is the true scope of human achievement. Not our weapons or defenses, but our dedication to understanding the universe itself. The displays showed scenes from various facilities. Scientists from Earth working on impossible combinations of technology, pushing the boundaries of what the Alliance had thought possible. In one laboratory, researchers had combined Proximan quantum tunneling with Arcturian gravity manipulation to create stable wormholes. In another, they had merged Rigelian energy matrices with human neural networks to develop true artificial consciousness. Impossible, Counselor Zixtal whispered, his appendages trembling. The energy requirements alone. That was your first mistake, a new voice announced. Dr. Marcus Jung. Earth's leading quantum physicist, appeared alongside Chen's hologram. You assumed the limitations of your individual technologies were absolute. We saw them as challenges to be overcome through integration. In orbit around Jupiter, Admiral Santos watched as diplomatic vessels from dozens of species approached Earth's revealed facilities. The Alliance's blockade remained in place, but now it was being challenged not by human military might, but by the galaxy's collective scientific curiosity. Admiral, her tactical officer reported, we're receiving requests for scientific collaboration from over 300 non-Alliance worlds. Santos smiled. This was humanity's true victory, not the threat of force, but the promise of progress. Dr. Zhang's hologram gestured, and the chamber's displays showed something that made even the most seasoned council members gasp. A complete map of human scientific advancement over the past century. It revealed not just what humanity had achieved, but how they had done it. Your system of controlled technological development was built on the assumption that progress must be linear, carefully managed to prevent catastrophic advancement, Zhang explained. But human history taught us something different. Real progress isn't linear. It's exponential, driven by the combination and recombination of existing ideas. In the lunar archives, Dr. Elinda Novak and ARIA monitored the galaxy's response to their revelations. Quantum communications networks were overwhelmed as scientists from thousands of worlds began sharing theories and possibilities inspired by Earth's achievements. Query, ARIA announced. The volume of scientific discourse has exceeded predicted parameters by 300%. Adjustment to timeline alpha may be necessary. Elena shook her head, smiling. No adjustment needed, ARIA. This is exactly what we hoped for. Not just sharing our achievements, but inspiring others to push beyond their own limitations. Back in the council chamber, the displays showed more wonders. Quantum computers that defied traditional physics, energy systems that tapped into the fundamental forces of the universe, and transportation technologies that could reshape the very nature of space travel. Earth is not demanding the Alliance's surrender, Ambassador Chen declared. We are not seeking to replace your authority with our own. Instead, we offer a choice. Continue trying to control the flow of progress, or join us in embracing the chaos and beauty of unrestricted scientific advancement. High Counselor Venra's crystalline surface rippled with complex emotions. The risks, the dangers of unrestricted technological development are no greater than the dangers of suppressing innovation, Chen countered. How many civilizations have stagnated under your system? How many brilliant discoveries have been lost because they didn't fit your predetermined path of development? In the Himalayan Command Center, General Rivera watched as more and more ships arrived in the solar system. Not warships now, but vessels of exploration and discovery. The Alliance's blockade was becoming meaningless in the face of the galaxy's awakening curiosity. Sir, Colonel Hayes reported, the quantum network is registering unprecedented levels of scientific data exchange. It's spreading faster than we anticipated. Rivera nodded solemnly. That's because we didn't just plan for our own advancement, Colonel. We planned for everyone's. The silent protocol's final phase was unfolding. Earth had not just developed new technologies. They had created a new way of thinking about technological progress itself. The careful barriers between different scientific disciplines, erected and maintained by the Alliance for millennia, were crumbling in the face of human ingenuity and openness. As the Council struggled to maintain order amidst the growing excitement, Ambassador Chen delivered her final message. The future cannot be controlled, only shaped. Earth offers the galaxy not dominance, but partnership. Not restriction, but possibility. The only question is, are you ready to embrace it? The galaxy's answer was already becoming clear, written in the thousands of ships converging on Earth's facilities and the millions of quantum communications streaming between worlds. The age of controlled progress was ending, and a new era of unlimited potential was about to begin. Dawn of a new era. 1 week after Earth's revelation of the network, The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Alliance had transformed. Where once only council members floated on their elevated platforms, now representatives from hundreds of worlds filled the space, their quantum projections creating a tapestry of diverse life forms, all engaged in passionate discussion. High Counselor Venra's crystalline form had taken on a new configuration, one that hadn't been seen in recorded history. The pattern of change, as her species called it. She stood before the assembled representatives, her voice carrying across the chamber. For 10,000 years, the Alliance has guided the technological development of emerging species. We believe this was necessary to prevent catastrophic advancement, to protect the galaxy from the chaos of unrestricted progress. Earth has proven us wrong. In the Himalayan Command Center, General Rivera and Colonel Hayes watched the broadcast alongside Dr. Elena Novak and Ambassador Chen. The Alliance fleet had withdrawn from Earth's solar system 3 days ago, replaced by research vessels and diplomatic missions from across the galaxy. They're actually doing it, Hayes whispered. They're dissolving the technological restrictions. No, Elena corrected gently. They're evolving beyond them. The chamber's displays showed the first fruits of unrestricted collaboration. Proximan scientists working alongside human researchers to develop stable quantum tunneling networks. Arcturian engineers combining their gravity manipulation expertise with Earth's dark matter technology. Even the traditionally isolationist Regelians had opened their archives to the galaxy. Ambassador Chen's quantum communicator chimed with a priority message. Dr. Zhang reports breakthrough success at Jupiter Station, she announced. The combined research team has achieved controlled universal constant manipulation within a localized field. Rivera nodded solemnly. Technology that could have been developed centuries ago, if only species had been allowed to work together freely. In orbit around Mars, Admiral Santos supervised the integration of alien research vessels into Earth's scientific network. Each ship brought new perspectives, new technologies, and new possibilities. The quantum communications channels buzzed with constant exchange of ideas and discoveries. Admiral, her tactical officer reported with barely contained excitement. The Sirius Confederation has successfully replicated our quantum relocation technology. They're offering improvements to the energy efficiency systems. Santos smiled. Share everything we have on the power distribution networks. Let's see what they can do with it. Back in the Grand Chamber, Counselor Zixtel, who had been Earth's strongest opponent, addressed the assembly. His appendages had shifted to a deep blue, the color of profound realization among his kind. We feared that unrestricted technological advancement would lead to chaos and destruction. Instead, we are witnessing something unprecedented. Species that once competed for resources and influence are now competing to contribute to the greater advancement of all. Dr. Zhang's hologram appeared in the chamber, his expression thoughtful. That's because true progress isn't about control, it's about connection. Every technology we develop changes not just what we can do, but how we think about what's possible. The displays showed new data, breakthrough after breakthrough as centuries of artificial barriers between technologies crumbled. The collaboration between species wasn't just advancing science, it was creating entirely new fields of study. In the lunar archives, ARI's quantum matrix pulsed with intense activity as it processed the flood of new scientific data. Query: should we update the silent protocol's success parameters? Current achievements exceed original projections by 572%. Elena laughed. The protocol was never about achieving specific goals, ARIA. It was about creating the conditions for infinite possibility. The eye was quiet for a moment, its processors working. Understanding. The silent protocol was not an endpoint, but a beginning. Exactly, Elena confirmed. Just like every other discovery we've made. High Counselor Venra's voice drew their attention back to the chamber. The Alliance hereby abolishes all restrictions on technological development and exchange between species. In its place, we establish the Galactic Scientific Cooperative, a forum for sharing knowledge, ensuring safety, and exploring the universe together. Ambassador Chen stepped forward, her hologram joining the council at the center of the chamber. Earth accepts this proposal with one condition. The cooperative must be founded on the principle that no discovery is forbidden, no collaboration is restricted, and no species is denied the opportunity to contribute to our shared future. The chamber erupted in agreement, quantum signatures pulsing with enthusiasm from thousands of worlds. The Alliance's age of restriction was ending, replaced by an era of unlimited potential. In the Himalayan Command Center, General Rivera received the final confirmation. The silent protocol was complete. Earth had achieved its goal not through military might or political maneuvering, but by demonstrating a better way forward. "Sir," Colonel Hayes reported, her voice thick with emotion, "we're receiving requests for scientific exchange from every major civilization in the galaxy. Even species we didn't know existed are reaching out." Rivera smiled, thinking of all the humans who had worked in secret over the past century, preparing for this moment. They had understood that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their ability to develop technology, but their ability to imagine new possibilities and inspire others to do the same. "The silent protocol is ended," he announced formally. "Log final entry. Operation successful. Humanity has achieved its place in the galaxy not by force or defiance, but by opening doors that no one else believed could be opened." As the announcement echoed through the command center, Dr. Elena Novak looked out at the stars visible through the quantum-enhanced viewport. Somewhere out there, countless civilizations were beginning their own journeys of discovery, freed from artificial constraints and inspired by human ingenuity. "We did it," she whispered. "We changed the story." The galaxy would never be the same. But then again, that had been the point all along. The silent protocol hadn't just been about advancing human technology. It had been about advancing the very idea of what progress could mean. The dawn of a new era had arrived, and it was more brilliant than anyone had imagined.